Hello there, PolishLynx here again. And this is Everlasting Summer. I close my eyes and lose myself in thought. Where this is going? That was a critical mistake. When I opened the eyes, I didn't see anybody, just like the previous times. So it's clear what's going on now. But in fact, how could everything he said guide me to an answer? Yeah, I'm not alone. Yeah, everything recurs. But what's the reason for all this? And what is more important, where is the way out? The only useful thing that I extracted from the conversation was that the local inhabitants were not worth fearing. And that was quite significant to me for now, since it was much better to sleep in a warm cabin instead of the forest. I sighed, took my things and headed towards the camp. As I was walking, the conversation with my fellow sufferer popped up in my mind every now and then. Why did I not ask him about the message on my phone and some other stuff? There were hints, after all. Maybe if I had found some details out, I could have drawn some conclusions. However, it didn't seem like our meeting would be the last one. The lights were on in Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. I opened the door gently and went in. "Speak of the devil, here we are!" the camp leader said angrily. "Olga Dmitrievna, I'm so tired now. Oh, so let's put off the lecture." "Tired from what, I wonder?" "From everything," I snapped readily. The camp leader looked at me with surprise. I fell into bed without undressing. "Semyon, a role model pioneer shouldn't behave like that." "And how should he behave then?" "Well, not like that." The camp leader stamped for a moment, as if struggling to pick the right words. "He should respect his seniors." "I respect you immensely, for sure." "Semyon!" The sarcasm in my voice didn't go unnoticed. "And now I'd like to sleep." "Wait, By the way, how far is the nearest town? When does the bus arrive? How can I even get out of here?" I asked in a surprisingly calm voice. There was no answer, and there shouldn't have been any. I said all this just in order to get rid of her. "Why are you silent?" "I'm tired. Let's talk about that tomorrow." The camp leader got up and turned off the light. Yeah, it's all just like that guy said. Why did I speak to him so calmly and properly, I wonder? I should have been shivering from horror. That pioneer didn't have much credibility, but I had a feeling that he's unable to harm me. As soon as I thought that it would be a good idea to ask something else, fatigue overtook me and I passed out. Day 7. Where this is going? The bright sunlight was striking my eyes, even through my eyelids. I stretched out lazily and quickly got myself out of the bed. It was 2 p.m. Looks like it really finished me off and my body required much more time to recover than usual. I had a stroll around the room, thinking of what I should do today. Obviously my life in the camp would never be the same again, after everything that I'd heard from that strange pioneer. And if everything's just as he said, I have plenty of time ahead. I grabbed my hygiene kit and went outside. I managed to take only a couple of steps as somebody ran into my bag. I turned around and saw Alisa. "Hey, be careful!" said she indifferently and ran on her way. She held some kind of bag in her hands. Whatever. Yet another ordinary day in this crazy place. I finished brushing my teeth and then spent an eternity washing my face with ice-cold water to bring myself to my senses and refresh my head at least a bit. I felt a bit better after that. Suddenly hope struck me from nowhere. It wasn't a hope that I'd be likely to leave this place safely. Rather, I just didn't want to believe that everything is as bad as that guy told me. "Good morning," I heard a faint voice coming from the woods. Someone stood behind a tree. "Morning. Are you ready?" "Ready for what?" I looked again and it seemed like it was the pioneer from the bus stop yesterday. Indeed, I was prepared for such witness today, so I wasn't really surprised and started this conversation quite clear-headed. "You didn't believe him, did you?" "What are you talking about?" "Everything that he said." "Alright, but what's your opinion on what is happening?" I already distanced myself from the outside world and decided to treat everything happening to me just like a fictional film, not reality. Hopefully it would give me more room to move around in terms of situational logic analysis. There is an exit, there has to be, he said excitedly. I don't know, but I'd like to believe that too. If you'd just... Semyon! I turned around. Slava was standing right next to me in that hot tracksuit again. Who are you talking to? No one. Just talking to myself. I hardly think it's worth telling her about onions from parallel worlds. She probably can't even see them anyway. Have you prepared already? Prepared? For another hike? No. Today's the last day of the session. What? A stupid smile settled on my face. There will be the bus at this evening. We're leaving. Holy cow! What? I was ready for even the most incredible of twists, but... Was this what that Mr. Spioner was talking about? Probably it was. Well, apparently I'll have to go for a second lap and live yet another week in this camp. But this time I know everything. I haven't packed yet. It's not very much to pack anyway. Okay. Slava shifted her gaze. Seemed like she wanted to say something but hesitated. Well, see you then. Yeah. I had to ask when we are leaving at least. I went to the square with the intention of discovering that there's got to be someone I know there. But believe it or not, there was only Jenda waiting for me at the square. Probably all the pioneers are busy with packing. I took a seat on a bench and just stared at the sky. It turns out that today I just have to wait for the departure, pass out on the bus and wake up in this camp again, just like the first day. Everything was drowning in silence. It's exactly that time of summer day, when the sun seems stuck in the sky, the birds and crickets have gone for an after-lunch dose, and the wind is saving its energy to deliver long-awaited coolness to people in the evening. It suddenly crossed my mind that I haven't just missed lunch, but I haven't had any breakfast either. It was ridiculous to search for anything in the canteen. The pioneers had surely cleaned up everything just before the departure. I scratched my head and made my way to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. Surely there should be something edible in the table's drawer. Someone called for me just as I approached the door. Shuriken the Chronic swiftly approached the cabin. Are you already packed up? Already packed up, I answered, imitating him. You haven't quite been yourself the last few days. What makes you say that? How should I know? You know better. I mean, why are you so concerned? No reason. A real pioneer always treats a comrade's problems as his own. I cast a skeptical look at him. Thanks for your concern. I'm fine. There actually was half a loaf of stale bread and a piece of smoked sausage in the drawer. I ate everything with deliberate pleasure, washing it down with smelly water that Olga Dmitrievna probably used to water the plants. Just as I finished, someone started knocking on the door. Come in. Uliana rushed into the room. Go away. Alright. Oh, it's you. Just you, she said disappointedly. And who did you expect to see? A circus complete with bears? Uliana giggled. Where's Olga Dmitrievna? Don't know. I shrugged. Why not? I don't know because I don't know. What do you want from her anyway? Go to ask something before the departure. Okay, I'll tell her that you were searching for her if I see her. By the way, why aren't you packing up? Like I have much to pack. Well, see you. She cracked a sly smile and bounded out of the cabin, slamming the door behind her. And still, it's really strange that nobody seems to be puzzled by the sudden departure. And why am I the only one who was not expecting it? Like everyone really cares if I've packed my things up. As well as that, doesn't anyone care that this is the last time we're seeing each other? The words of that guy in the forest yesterday about all the camp's tenants being unreal suddenly sprang into my mind. Well, right now I'm more ready to believe it than ever. The desk drawer where I found my breakfast contained lots of odds and ends. I grabbed a pencil and a piece of paper, examined them for some time, and then slipped them into my pocket. just in case. I had no intention of watching over all the pioneers running around and packing, so I just lay on my bed and didn't even notice how I dozed off. It was somebody's voice that woke me up. A family pioneer was sitting directly opposite with his back to me. I'd gotten used to him a bit since yesterday, and it even seemed that I stopped fearing him. Hey, why do you always hide your face? Because you shouldn't see it. If you say so. I was in a position to argue. So, what are you going to reveal this time? You already know that it's the last day of the session, don't you? Yep. And you've already spoken with that one? Yep. So, what did he tell you? Nothing special. He said there is an exit out of here. The pioneer burst into laughter. Yeah, I believed that 2 ages ago. And now? And what is now? I have my past, my life back then. He stopped talking for some time. Anyway, it was all a long while ago, so I don't really remember. The future is all the same. Loops, repetitions of the same story. Where is this now? Well, I had to say it, but I'm not yet as lost in time as you are. Oh, that's nothing. That will come with time. He broke into diabolical laughter. There's just one thing I don't understand. What's your reason for coming to me? What do you expect to achieve? Me? Nothing really. So why do you come then? It's just because you, him and others like us are the only real people around here. Given everything he'd said to me already, I just wasn't ready to believe that all the local tenants are just puppets in some kind of hellish stage play. Are you sure that you're right? Right about what? Well, that you're right about everything. I can't be right or wrong. I didn't choose this world, I didn't throw myself into it. I'm just here, and you're just here. Listen, I already got a headache from your philosophizing. I was kind of puzzled myself as to why I was so conflicting to the mysterious pioneer. Well, here it is, right in front of me, all the fantasy and devilry that's happened to in this camp. Here it is, an explanation, at least a partial one, for how I got here. Here they are, the answers I've searched for such a long time. On the other hand, my behavior was quite logical. While I couldn't quite explain what was happening, like this cuckoo guy just talk and talk, but it's not like his words changed anything. Then what's the point of listening to him? Oh no, you soon understand everything yourself. Somebody was knocking at the door, and got up to open it. It was Slavia on the doorstep. You came to see Olga Dmitrievna? No? Come in then. I was 100% sure that the pioneer had already disappeared. Turns out I was right. Slavia took a seat on the bed and I snuggled against the wardrobe in the far corner of the room. She was distinctly nervous. Did something happen? Not really, it's just today is the last day. Well, I'm already aware. Better late than never. Well, so I thought... we probably won't see each other ever again. It's a small world, as they say. But maybe you would give me your address to write letters. I would have if I only knew it myself. You know, let's do it the other way around. You give me your address. I'll definitely write to you upon arrival. But why don't you want to give you out yours? Well, we were just about to move, so you never know. It's better if I write to you. I tried to put on my cutest smile to make my story look more credible. Oh, okay, it's fine then. Slavia got up and seemed to be leaving. Hey, wait, what about the address? Let's do it later. An expression of sorrow and disappointment crossed her face. I just shut the door and right then heard the spiteful voice of the pioneer from behind. Well, happy now, you've hurt a girl. What have I heard with her? Heard her with? What should I have to say to her? My dear, write to me, my dear granny in the village. Or should I have left her the address of a house that's probably not even built yet? So what, I'm not my brother's keeper? It's your word, not mine. I'll manage somehow on my own. That last phrase really made me squirm. You know what? I didn't manage to finish the phrase. Someone was knocking at the door again. Come in. Uliana flew into the cabin. Well, rush, milady. I made an exquisitely showy bow. Me? I'm just... Her eyes darted about curiosity and her cheeks were blushed. Just want to say goodbye. There will be time for that anyway. After all, we all be going on the same bus. Yeah, you're right, but it's kind of embarrassing in front of everybody. Oh, sorry, there's something that you can be embarrassed by. I laughed. She pouted. I just want to tell that you aren't a douche, really. In fact, you're almost a cool guy. Her words astonished me. Well, thanks. You're good to hang out with too. Well, that's that. She ran outside, slamming the door loudly. Hey, didn't expect that from her. Did you? I got nothing to do with that, I told you. It really looks like you knew what she would say. Maybe I did, maybe not. You just came here to mock me. Started to lose my temper. That idea had also crossed my mind. Ben, why the hell are you hanging around here? If I ever meet a man to comment on all my actions, I will hire a professional psychologist. You think that after all this time I don't qualify as one? My estimation is that after all the time here we've definitely gone bananas. All psychologists are freaks. Yeah, but not all freaks are psychologists. He laughed out loud. A sense of humor, how encouraging! Frankly, your jokes are fairly lame. Who are you laughing at? At yourself? Listen, if you've got nothing to do in your own world, go and back out that second one. And have you got anything to do in your world? The piano sharply countered. You know, I'll find out what to do. I'll pack my things up, leave this camp. And then what? Then what? Like I know. I've never been in such a situation before, believe it or not. It's just that you've forgotten that you won't be able to leave the camp. Yeah, he was right on this matter. Probably. Just because you failed to do so, that doesn't mean that I'll fail to. You're the boss. There was a knocking at the door, and let's find out who it is in the next episode. Bye.